All right, we are about to begin the 2025 Uber Bowl. Should be starting here in just a couple of moments. And I'm just going to make sure I've got everything set up and working correctly here. All right, 29767. Oops, I put 19. Mhm.
Hey, Tim, everything looks perfect.
Excellent, thank you, and good luck.
Just make sure it's full screen.
All right,
All right. I'll talk to you after the game.
good luck, thank you. Okay, so here we go. Get ready to start the Uber Bowl. And I'll check back every so often to see if anybody has jumped into the studio wanting to join. If not, here we go. And Houston with the return out to about the 27 as we start here. James Conner does most of the running for Houston. And Jared Goff had a great year. Lots of touchdowns, lots of yards, and he's played well in the playoffs as well. Houston will run it a little bit more than Seattle will. Both teams will definitely run the ball. Connor had a great game, somewhere in the like 176-yard range to get them to this game. And Connor goes off tackle to get things started. These are the no gain, the Michael Reeves patented dreaded five. These are two teams that met in last year's Super Bowl. Seattle came out on top on a very good game in that one. We'll see who ends up winning it this year. 3-3-5 shown by Seattle, second and 10. Three wide receiver look. Flat left, CeeDee Lamb. It's going to be picked off. 2 through 3 and 12, and he rolls the 3 out in the flats. No gain on the return. Big break early for Seattle. So from the Houston 32, good defense for the Oilers, and Seattle has a good run defense, excellent pass defense. So 1st and 10, Russell Wilson, Super Bowl winning experience on the mound for the Seahawks. Linebacker Aaron Jones gets wrong. Got a couple guys in the zone. Short game, 14-yard pickup. Second play for the Seahawks from the Houston 18. Runner Jones, linebacker gets right, 1 yard. So we're 2nd and 9, very early in. Not showing blitz. 3 wide receiver look. Seattle stays in the 3-4, or Houston stays in the 3-4. Short to Devontae Smith. He's double teamed and complete. Good call by Ken. It's going to be incomplete anyway, but a good call. So we're up to 3rd and 9 now. Not blitzing. 3 wide receiver, 1 halfback versus a 3-3-5. Looking at Christian Watson, another good call. Put 2 men in the zone, and it was a linebacker 6, so that would have been a first down. Ken, with a couple of very nice calls, keeps the Seahawks out of the end zone, and Cam Little on for the field goal, and it's good. So Seattle takes a 3-0 lead early. Touchback for Cam Little. And Jared Goff will try to shake off an early mistake. Both teams average roughly about 1 sack a game on defense and a little bit more. And same for offense. So neither team gets sacked a lot or sacks a whole lot. Both teams play the pass very well statistically. Seattle had a crazy low, something like 4.6 yards per pass attempt. Extremely low. So 2nd and 5 as Connor picks up 5 on 1st down. Za'Darius Smith unable to make the play. He's their best pass rusher on the defensive line. Short to Amon-Ra St. Brown. And he's got a 1st down. So 13 there for Amon-Ra St. Brown. First down of the game for the Oilers. And they're out to their own 48. Off tackle right gets wrong for Connor. Nobody flooding the zone, so he's got a couple of yards. Za'Darius Smith does make the play there. So 2nd and 8 at midfield. Seattle goes 3-3-5 against the 3 wide receiver look. And run right, Connor guessed wrong. And the dreaded 5 again. So it's going to set up 3rd and 8. Incomplete. So it's going to set up a 4th and 8 at midfield. Okay. Let's see if we can get the screen share where it's showing everything here. Share screen. Let's try entire screen. Second 10, so we had a incompletion there. Amani Hooker making the play on a short pass, or no, a long pass. Okay, perfect. 8-yard pick, 9-yard pickup for Aaron Jones on a flat. And so 3rd and 1, Seattle from their own 29. Aaron Jones, the lone setback here. Both outside linebackers were 6s. And so linebacker Russell Wilson, he had 10 rushing touchdowns in the regular season, so Russell will get the occasional carry. First and 10, Seattle. A little after halfway through the first quarter, linebacker Aaron Jones gets right, no gain. Second 10. Short to Christian Watson. And he's got 11 yards. Watson had a very good year. Over 1,000 yards for the Seahawks, who have the ball at their own 43. Short to Watson again, defender X, incomplete. He was being double teamed on the play there. Kindle 4 was in position, but he had help as well. 2nd and 10. Long to Watson, man in zone, guessed right. Defensive back in zone, makes the play. 5 compared to a 5. Amani Hooker making his second play on this drive. And that was a big one. Defensive back in zone X or long gain. So that one would have possibly been a really, really big play. So we got 3rd and 10. Seattle will be in shotgun here. 3 wide receiver look. 3-3-5 for the Oilers. Short to Watson again. 4 men across the zone, incomplete. So Seattle will punt here, 4th and 10 at their own 43. It's going to be down to the 7, which is right at the last spot you would normally return it. And he gets a nice 14-yard return. Seattle has a really dangerous duo at punt returner. And they have really solid yardage on kickoff returns as well. Houston's kind of middle of the pack. They do give up a lot of yards on kickoff returns on the ones that are not touchbacks. So 1st and 10. Houston trying to get things going here. 4.5 left, first quarter, down 3-0. Short to Kelsey. He's got some pass rush coming. Kelsey's got it. 13-yard pickup, first down. And Jared Goff finds James Conner for a 14-yard pickup. So a couple back-to-back first down throws for Goff. Sets up 1st and 10 at their own 48. Flat right to CeeDee Lamb, one man. He's got 7. Sets up 2nd and 3. So Goff with his best drive so far. Three wide receiver look with Conner as the lone running back. Conner had no gain on 2nd and 3. So here we are, 3rd and 3. Looking at Kelsey. Incomplete. Seattle 45. He's going to punt. And Fox just misses the coffin corner. It'll be 1st and 10, Seattle at their own 20. 1.5 left, first quarter. Looking to Trey McBride, one man in zone. Got the 6, short gain, 11-yard pickup. Five-yard line buck. We'll set up 2nd and 5. We come to the last play of the first quarter here. Short to Watson, guess wrong. 11-yard pickup. And we'll switch sides of the field. Seattle's up to their own 47 as we start the second quarter. 1st and 10. Second quarter getting off to start with Seattle up 3-0. Flat left, Disley's got 13. Caught an open zone there. Both these kickers are 80% or above out to the 41. Cam Littles of Seattle is good out to the 42. 2-yard pickup for Aaron Jones. It's going to set up 2nd and 8. Short to Devontae Smith, being double teamed, incomplete. Seen a lot of good defensive calls early in the game. Houston's had several. They had the game's only turnover on one of the first 2 or 3 plays on a flat pass, very low percentage pick. So it's 3rd and 8. Staying in a running formation, Seattle, 2 tight end, 2 receiver, and Aaron Jones. Houston stays into 3-4. Both middle linebackers have to stay in their zone for containment to be effective on a linebacker. Short to Watson. Let's guess right. Must run. 8-yard pickup. 1st down. Russell Wilson getting right to the sticks. DiMercato in at halfback. He's got some plump short gains. Off tackle left, guess wrong. There's one of those short gains. 17 chances of short gain and a plus 19 on 7. So that card is rife with 1st down runs. 2nd 1. 9-yard low usage running back run containment rule came into effect there. And there's a 16-yard linebacker for Russell Wilson catching a box off the defensive cards. Wilson already 27 yards rushing. As I mentioned, he had 10 touchdowns during the regular year rushing. So at the Houston 5, 1st and goal, full house. Linebacker Aaron Jones loses a yard. 2nd goal from the 6. Short to McBride, guessed right. Touchdown, 12-yard pickup. So Trey McBride grabs the touchdown pass from Russell Wilson, and Cam Little coming on to kick the extra point, and it's 10-0 Seattle. Just under 11 minutes left, 1st half. There's a touchback. Both teams in last year's Super Bowl, as we mentioned, or Uber Bowl. So not going to see any panic out of either squad. A couple of great coaches going at it here. In run right corner will be guessed right. He loses a couple of yards. Morgan Moses unable to make the block. Second 12. Connor's got 18 unfatigued carries, so no worries there. Short pass, double team. CeeDee Lamb, the intended target. So Houston quickly gets to third down, 3rd and 12. Going against the excellent pass defense. Goff's got 12 or more on rolls of 9 and 4, guessed right. If he gets 11 and sets up 4th and 1, we'll see our first big decision of the game. Amon-Ra St. Brown's going short, and it's incomplete. So Houston will go to the punt again here early on. 50-yarder. And again, a good returner, touchdown on 4. Blackwell gets 7. Really nice card for Josh Blackwell. Most of it's on 2 rolls, plus 27 on a 5 and touchdown on a 4. So Seattle's got a 10-point lead and the ball at their own 29. Short to McBride, incomplete. It's one of Wilson's drawbacks this year. He's got a really good card for the most part, but short guess right is not one of his strengths. Or guess wrong, I should say. He's only got 16 completions. That's pretty pedestrian. Off tackle left, Dave Mercado, low usage running back. See if he gets it. Stopped at 9, which is a season average. So it's going to set up a 3rd and 1. Aaron Jones in the game. Linebacker Aaron Jones. Guess wrong. Extra guys in the zone. -1. So it's going to set up 4th and 2. Seattle at their own 37. Seattle was down 10. They might possibly go for it there, but up 10, he's going to kick it away. And it's going to set up Houston midway through the 2nd quarter at their own 12. Coach Kim Breer consulting with his son on the coaching staff here. And run right, James Conner. Once again, Za'Darius Smith makes a play. He's a 4, and he's made 2 of the 3 plays against the run so far. Those defensive ends' run ratings will come up in a 3-4 especially. 2nd and 9. Short to Kelsey. Incomplete. You roll a 7 on the receiver card. You wish you had thrown to a halfback. 3rd and 9. 3 wide receiver look. Short to CD Lamb. Incomplete. Got a 12. 3-man in zone. Long gain. So Fox back out to punt. We expected to see a few punts in this game. 56 plus 10, 66 yards from his own 13. That's what you're looking for out of your punter. So Seattle, 6 minutes left in the first half. Up 10-0 from their own 21. And linebacker Aaron Jones, 1-man in zone. He's got 5, 2nd and 10. Mercado in now. He's got 8 carries before he hits fatigue. Key thing is, of course, low usage containment comes up. But 9 yards is a nice pickup if you get capped at 9. I had a guy sort of like that a few years ago on my team. Trey McBride on a look in, but double teamed by a linebacker. So it'll be a short gain, 14-yard pickup, first down Seattle. Game flying right along, 4:48 left in the first half. Aaron Jones has 19 carries left in the tank before he hits fatigue. Long to Watson, being double teamed, incomplete. Another good call there by Ken. DeMercado in, second and 10, flat left Disley's 11-yard pickup, first down. And they move over into the Oilers side of the field. It's a 9-yard run behind a good block by Tyler Lindenbaum. Second one at the Houston 40. Linebacker Jones got 4. First down. Aaron Jones again on linebacker, 5 yards, second and 5. Again, Aaron Jones on a linebacker, got a good block, a couple of yards. Setting up 3rd and 3 as we hit the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 3. Draw to Aaron Jones. Picks up 3, guess wrong. Bit of a gutsy call there by Dennis. Most people will not run draws on like 3rd and 3. So good call by Mr. Crowley. 1st and 10 at the 26. Off tackle left DeMercado. He's got 4. See if Ken wants to take any timeouts here. It's down to 107. Neither team takes a timeout. Second and 6. Off tackle lefty Mercado. 19-yard pickup, and he got 9 again. See if Ken may want to grab a timeout. No, not yet. Mercado remains in the game. He grabs 8. So 5 carries, 39 yards for DeMercado. Sets up 2nd and 2. Seahawks take a timeout at 37 seconds left. 2nd and 2 from the Houston 5. Linebacker Wilson, and he's got it. Touchdown. So with 22 seconds remaining in the first half, Seattle looks to take a 17-0 lead if Cam Little can tack on the extra point, and does. Touchback. See what Goff can do. He's got 3 timeouts, 22 seconds left from the 30. And again, if he can get it to the 41, He's got 2 through 8, 11, and 12 field goal range, so probably not going to just sit around. Long to CeeDee Lamb. 6-yard pickup on the must run. Use a timeout. He's 23 yards to get to the 41. Of course, you can get close. You can hope for a nice, gentle breeze in your favor to maybe help. There's long to Monroe St. Brown. It's going to be incomplete. 8 seconds remaining. Set up 3rd and 4. Long to St. Brown, being double teamed, incomplete. So 4th and 4, no need to punt. 1 second remaining. Long to St. Brown, incomplete. 2-man in zone. And that's going to end the first half. Seattle with a 17-0 lead, trying to win back-to-back Super Bowls. Take a real quick break. Hey, Buckle.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great. Have you been watching the whole thing?
No, I've been actually working on a sync with my dad, and just wanted to tune in and have some background video, background audio, I guess more than video than anything else. But you're doing a great job.
Great, thank you. Early turnover for Houston. Second or third play, they had a 2 through 3 and 12 flat pass picked off. Seattle got a field goal and have added a couple touchdowns. So here we go. 1st and 10. Seattle from their own 30. Linebacker Aaron Jones, 2-yard pickup. DeMarcado in. Dennis working his running back carries, keeping those spread out. Long to Devontae Smith, being double teamed, sack. Andrew Van Ginkel coming from the left outside linebacker spot. Gets credit for the sack. Leonard Williams actually caused it. So 3rd and 19. Houston hoping to get a turnover of their own.
Did you play in either of these two clubs this year?
Do not remember. Get back to full screen here. I do not remember offhand, to be honest with you. I remember playing Detroit, and I was very lucky. I kept that game close. Big pickup for Aaron Jones, grabs 15 yards. It's going to set up 4th and 4. Nice yardage. Keeps up. Oh, a very short 12-yard punt. Partially blocked, no return. But that's the kind of break Houston really needed here. Got the ball at the Seattle 48 to start. Off tackle right Connor. Called correctly. Picks up 0. So he'll set up 2nd and 10. Connor been held in check so far. 8 carries, 6 yards. Houston's kicker, once again, very good out to the 41. Here's a 12-yard short pass completion to Travis Kelce. It's going to be 1st and 10 at the Seattle 36. First drive of the second half. Short to Amon-Ra St. Brown, guess right. No pressure. It's going to be complete for a first down. $14-yard catch there. So at the Seattle 22, 1st and 10. Short to Kelce. He's got 12.
You know, I played Ken in the opening round of the playoffs, and I remember him telling me that, like, toward the end of the season, like, he got off to like a terrific start. He's got a great club.
Yes.
And got off to like a super good start. I'll let you call this next play.
I actually think I might have saw part of that game because I think I remember Ken had a great start. I believe he mentioned in a write-up, and then kind of went into a slump the second half of the year.
Total tailspin, and in his words, was losing confidence in his club and his ability to call plays. And that's kind of the game that he needed to turn things around. And ever since then, he's looked very, very strong in the playoffs. It's this kind of 17-0 deficit that he's going to have to call on some more of that resilience.
Oh, a bad throw by Goff into a double team, and only on the excellent pass defense do you get the pick there. Got an 8 on 4-man in zone. So Seattle stops a nice-looking drive for the Oilers, trying to get on the scoreboard. There's Aaron Jones losing a yard. First down, 2nd and 11.
You know, that's the thing about this double counting league, and I'm sure everybody realizes this, but I've ruminated on it a lot this year. It's not just that you're very good and you're excellent defenses, you know, have subtractions in yards or, you know, blanks on you know, your passes. It's the turnovers that you get that truly makes a difference.
Yes, those are gigantic plays. And even though Dennis has a 6 free safety, he doesn't have to just like leave him in the long zone. With the excellent pass defense and all the excellent defenders that he has, he can let the free safety roam around, play him in the flat zones when he wants, double team.
Good point.
A lot of advantages to having one of the strong pass defenses. So
yeah,
4th and 3.
Nathan doesn't mind having that. Of course, it's, you know, in like the leagues that we play in with the generic defenses, he doesn't mind having that 4 back there because you just basically, he's at that point a free safety blitzer.
Yeah. And it's funny, I have had very few free safety 6s over the last like 20 years or so, but I have one team that's had one for like 12 or 13 years in a row.
Okay.
I don't miss them when I don't have them, but man, what a weapon when you do.
100% agreed.
Because those guys are really nice to just throw into a flat zone, move your inside linebackers around, and you've got a 6 right there in the middle of the field. So
yeah. I got a Samifa team that has Hamilton and Branch, so it's kind of nice to have 2 6s back there. It's pretty fun.
Yes, very nice. Here's long to CeeDee Lamb being double teamed, incomplete. It's going to set up 3rd and 10. Goff 7 of 21 for 85 yards. A couple of very big picks.
Mm-hmm.
Short to Connor. Sack. Devin Weatherspoon gets credit, but Zerdarius Smith actually caused it, Seattle's best pass rusher. So that's going to get him off the field once again, and Fox on for another punt. He again flips the field, 71-yard punt, all the way down to the 6. Flat left, Christian Watson, incomplete. Had the call guess right. DeMercado in the game. Short to Watson. 11-yard pickup, first down. Again, short to Watson, guess wrong, 22. So Christian Watson on back-to-back plays gets the Seahawks out from under their own shadow of the goalpost. And they're up to their own 39, 1st and 10. Once again, short to Watson, guess wrong, incomplete. Jones in on 2nd and 10. We've seen DeMercado in on these down and distances a few times. Short to McBride, guess right. Russell Wilson, 14-yard pickup. Don't call me an old quarterback who can't run anymore. 5 carries, 46 yards, and a touchdown for Wilson. Short, incomplete. Lots of old Hall of Famers playing for the Steelers in real life recently. From Roethlisberger to Wilson to Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, probably a swan song here for Russell the Muscle. He's been such an integral player for so many of Dennis's league teams across the stratosphere.
No kidding. I think he's even got Russell Wilson in a baseball league or two. 3rd and 6. Linebacker Jones got 4. Houston 39, 4th and 2. He's going to try the field goal, 2 through 9. He's got it. So Seattle takes a 20-0 lead. 2:24 remaining, 3rd quarter. And after the touchback, Jared Goff back out. See if he can come down and get Houston back in the game here. Incomplete, short to Kelsey.
Now, the last thing you want to do at this point is become one-dimensional. You're down 3 touchdowns. but it's going to be a lot more difficult if the only thing you're going to be doing is throwing passes every time. He's going to bring the dogs. He's been double teaming like a madman.
Yep. And Weatherspoon stays in, or Darius Washington stays in the long zone, and it comes up a white dice 6, and he makes the play.
Wow. And that's why you use a first-round draft pick on a guy who isn't going to be carded this season.
Exactly. Sort of like drafting a good running back in the early part of the draft. If you can get
Exactly. Exactly.
that helps a lot if they don't pan out.
And this is the league where it would benefit.
Right. Get the best bang for your buck with the double counting.
100%.
Jack Fox with another nice 49-yard no return punt. So 1:12 remaining, third quarter. Seattle 20, Houston nothing. Flat left, Aaron Jones. Second 10. 1 yard pickup for DeMercado. Good job calling run there. Would have been 8 yards. Third and 9. Stays in a running formation. He does have the center 6, which you can run behind, especially on third and 9 or so. It's 3-3-5. So not be shocking to see a line buck here. It's going to be the last play of the first or third quarter, regardless. Linebucker Aaron Jones picks up 2. That's going to get us through the third quarter. 20-0 Seattle. Punt. Seattle has not punted very often. Got 51 yards. And Jaquan Jackson gets 8. It's going to set up Houston at their own 33, first and 10.
So at this point, Tim, what do you think? Like right now, anything that you can do to get a touchdown on the board, even if it's a grinded out drive that takes 6 or 7 minutes, you've got to get a touchdown here somehow. And if you're just going to turn yourself one-dimensional, you're risking a pick. I mean, everything's got to be perfect anyway moving forward, but you have to do everything you can to get a touchdown on the board.
I agree. Dennis thinking the same thing, calling run there. The other thing you do by running the ball is you're in a situation where you may be going for it on fourth down if it's anywhere close. So if you can keep it at fourth and 4 or less, you can go for it on fourth down now.
That's right. Something manageable.
Long to Foster Moreau. Incomplete. He was a big target in the conference championship game, caught several balls.
Mm-hmm.
One question will arise if it comes up like 4th and 7 or 8, would you take a field goal? I probably would, because one thing, it allows you, here's a flat right to Connor, he loses 4. Tough roll, 3rd and 14. But if you can get it to 17, even though that's obviously still a 3-score game, you can risk it a little bit more if you're like 4th and 3 or 4 from your own 20. You're going to have to go for a lot of fourth downs, more than likely here. So, but you definitely want to touchdown if you can get it. We'll see if he tries to just set up a more manageable fourth down here. Long, double teamed, incomplete. Over Westbrook Icken. So 4th and 14, Fox back on to punt. Got to think Houston's 125 yards or so of total offense. See if he allows us to bounce. He does. Touchback. 103 yards total offense for Houston. Seattle 277. Wow.
Wow.
Short to Watson. Incomplete. Guess wrong. Short to McBride. 11-yard pickup. First down. Seattle at their own 31. Short to Watson. Long gain. 35-yard pickup. It's going to get him into field goal range at Houston 34. See how Dennis plays this. Linebuck Jones, couple of yards, guess right. Nineteen carries, 72 yards for Aaron Jones so far. Short to Watson. So 3rd and 8 at the Houston 32. Long to Disley, guess wrong. Defender X for long gain. He makes the play. Khalil Mack, a 6, knocks down the ball. And 4th and 8, Cam Little on. And he connects for his 3rd field goal, 23-0 Seattle. 9:36 left. There's 2 yards down to the 2-yard line, 27-yard return. It'll be 1st and 10. Getting a little feedback loop from Michael's microphone or headset there, so we're going to mute Mike for just a bit. Short to Lamb, incomplete, 2nd and 10. Three wide receiver look. Short to Amon-Ra St. Brown. Goff takes off, grabs 6, sets up 3rd and 4. And as long as you don't take a 13, 14-yard sack, you're almost surely looking at going for it on 4th down here. 3-3-5, 3 wide receiver look. Short to Brown. It's going to be picked off. Midfield. 20-yard return down to the 30. So that's going to make it tough. Seattle up 23-0 with the ball, 8:06 remaining. Aaron Jones, 1 yard on a linebuck. So you're in Cam Little's 2 through 9 range to make it a 4-score game. Loss of 1. 3rd and 10. Short to Aaron Jones. It's going to be a 10-yard pickup. Clutch throw by Russell Wilson, who's 14 of 30, 176, and a touchdown. See if Seattle is content with just taking some time off the clock here. 5-yard pickup on a block by Linderbaum, who's made like 4 blocks in this game. 2nd and 5. Lundbuck Jones, first down, picks up 5. Jones up to 82 yards on 23 carries, and we're down to 5:06 left in the game. Lundbuck Jones loses a yard. 3rd and goal from the 11. Lundbuck Jones, 2-yard pickup. Little on for the short field goal, 2 through 11, I believe. And he's got it 26-0 Seattle, 3 minutes left. Very disappointing game for Ken. Having lost the championship game last year, going for it again this year, as we talked about earlier, having a great first half of the season, bit of a second half slump, but then got hot again in the playoffs, got to the game, and not the outcome he was looking for. Had some shots with James Conner that he just could not hit. He's had almost nothing running the ball. 3-yard pickup here. 9 carries for 9 yards for Conner. Conner with a line buck, grabs 6. 2-minute warning, 3rd and 1. Short gain for Conner, picks up 13. Goff takes the knee. Team had a good fight this year, but Ken may be just resigned to running the clock out here.
Ken hasn't been in the league for very long, but the idea of him getting to the championship 2 years in a row is no small feat. Not at all.
Nope. A lot of us have never been to a championship game, or much less getting there twice in a row. So very good accomplishment in a 30-team league to make it back-to-back years.
Mm-hmm.
And that will be the game. Congratulations to the Seattle Seahawks winning their 2nd consecutive Hooper Bowl. Again, great season for the Oilers. Ken got them all the way to the championship again. Unable to pull off the win against Seattle, but another great season for both teams. And Dennis says, sorry the dice were so one-sided. It was a very weird game right from the beginning, 2nd or 3rd play of the game with the low chance interception. So hey Dennis.
Hey Tim, how are you?
Doing great. Congratulations, buddy. Another Hooper Bowl championship. Well done.
Oh, thank you. That was quite a game. I mean, like you said, that low chance interception to begin it. It's like Goff was seeing ghosts. You know, the old Sam Darnold seeing ghosts. Goff had his worst game of the year at the worst time for it.
Yep.
You know, the interception I thought he had a chance. On that short punt, he drove down 17-0, and then he threw that pick on the D card. If he doesn't throw that pick and gets a touchdown there, it's 17-7 and game on. But,
Yeah.
But he threw the pick. I mean, he had really the big problem was James Conner not getting on track. He had 9 carries for 9 yards
Yep.
deep into the game. He kind of gave up on him a little bit and started throwing short. And throwing short against my defense is not the way to attack it. He also
Yeah.
stopped throwing flat. I thought, he had his the way people have beat me this year is running the ball, and I don't call run, I call pass too much, and hitting my flats and getting those white die sixes. So today I wanted to make sure I called run, and then I didn't really have to worry about the flats too much because he just didn't attack him the way I thought he would. He was running and going short, that's my preferred style of offense, but it just didn't work against my defense.
Yeah, and you got a great game out of DeMercado, right?
Oh yeah, I was willing to burn up all the carries I had to get him into the game early, because I noticed when I was bringing him into the game, he wasn't calling run, he was calling pass, but bringing linebackers, which that's fine. I'll just hopefully land on my card. But he opened up things, got me a lot of third and shorts, 3rd and 1, and that worked. That really worked to move the chains.
Yeah, and you keep Aaron Jones as a weapon for later in the game. The more you can get DeMercado involved in the first 3 quarters, you've got Aaron Jones to close with. And you made one curious call, I thought, on a 3rd and 3. You ran a linebacker draw with Aaron Jones, and it was guessed wrong. That was a risky call to a lot of us.
I noticed that he was doing that on 3rd and short. He would put 2 men in the on the linebacker zone. So I wanted to call a draw. If he calls run there, so be it. I'm going to punt. I'm good with that. Yeah. But I knew I would increase my chances quite a bit if he stuck with that plan of calling pass and bringing 2 guys in the middle.
Yeah.
I thought another big thing was his pass rush. He has a great pass rush, and I only got sacked once all game, so that was a big thing. I wanted to try to make sure because I was throwing short quite a bit. So I avoided his pass rush for the most part. And Aaron Jones didn't fumble the ball. He has a high fumble number. And that's been one of the other ways that I've lost games or had games go against me was getting a fumble. So I avoided that today. Really great run through the playoffs. I don't think Russ threw an interception all through the playoffs. I had to face 3 really tough teams. The Browns, the Lions, and the Oilers. Those 3 I thought were probably the 3 best teams in the league. But I was able to get through there. And of course, I sold out for this year to defend my title by taking our Darius Washington in the first round and making whatever final trades I had to make to get the excellent pass defense. But flags fly forever. I'm happy to get another title and really fortunate that this game in particular went my way.
Yeah, Washington's agent wanted me to remind you that he made a free safety 6 or long gain play during the game. So
yes, I saw that. I remember that. So
I think it was actually the key trade that you made for Eric Wilson that truly made the difference at linebacker. But that's just me.
So Michael, I got Eric Wilson for Michael, but I needed that. I needed a 4-4 linebacker to not weaken my run D and get that little extra boost on the outside linebacker for the pass D. So yeah, very happy with the team. Very happy to pull it off because, Russ is not getting any younger, and he's no longer got a starting job. Although I think I get to play him next year because he has over 100 carries, but his stats are not that great.
Mm-hmm.
So,
he had a good rushing game for you today too, and I noticed he had 10 rushing touchdowns in the regular season. Got another one today, but had a few nice must runs.
Yeah, I like to run him. I like to use him as using it. When people are honing in on Aaron Jones, I like to line buck with him, and then of course he gets his runs on the must run. That's probably where a lot of those touchdown runs come from. So. Yep, there's Eric Wilson. I traded for him. I think I traded for Jermaine Pratt as well. Those are the last two trades I got to make to get up to excellent pass defense.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember
Just-
what round you drafted DeMarcado in?
Gosh, I think they had like the 8th or 9th round. He was
Wow.
just at that point he didn't have a great card, but he was just a guy on the depth chart. You know, when you're looking for him. So yeah, I'd have to look that up. But yeah, I think it was a late round pick.
He was a day
Okay.
2
Oh, no,
draft pick, I
no.
remember.
No, he was. I picked him in the 6th round. I remember talking with Michael about it, and I was like, okay, well, he's got. I think that rookie card. He did have a decent card. I went ahead and grabbed him then just to give myself more carries.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Especially when you think you're going to be a playoff team, you can never have enough carries. You don't know what game may come up that you run 70, 71 plays. And, if you're a team that likes to keep it balanced, that's going to take up 30 plus runs. So it's really nice to have depth and volume, much less quality. So.
Well, he has a crazy card. If you think about it, you really can't. You can barely use it in any of the other leagues, but in a league like this, even if it's low usage, you still, if you're, you won't get that short gain every time. But doesn't he have like an 8-yard per carry average?
9.
Yeah.
So I mean, geez, what other league are you going to get that kind of benefit from him?
Yeah, it worked out great. It worked out really nice.
Did. Man.
Yeah, I was in a playoff game several years ago against Larry Davis where all three of my running backs went into like fatigue level 1 or 2, and I had ran 99 offensive plays. And even if you're throwing all the game, 99 plays. I don't have enough running backs in the history of my team to cover 99 plays.
Wow.
Right.
It sounds like NFL Ed there.
How many total championships at this point, Dennis, in this league?
4.
4.
Thank-
Yeah, this is
4.
my 4th one.
Second time back to back, right?
Correct. Fifth Super Bowl and the 4th win. So
Oof. One.
And
Wow.
has Russell been the quarterback for all of them?
yes, the first one I had Eli Manning as my quarterback, but Claude beat me in that one. I had a 17-3 lead, but I just wound up falling apart in the second half. And scored
I did that against Claude one year. I believe it was the year I was defending my title, where I was up, I think 17-0 in third quarter, and Brady throws 3 picks for me. So,
Wow.
Yeah, so Amari DeMarcado, round 6, pick 3 in last year's draft, not this year's draft. So I'll take it.
yes.
Key piece of the championship for sure. So
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'm gonna jump off. Thanks, guys. For Tim, you did a great job calling the game. Michael, thank you for jumping on. And I, it's tough to win like this because I think 90% of the league was rooting for Ken. I was even rooting for Ken. He did so much, work for the league and put together a great team. And I love that father-son relationship. My younger is finally starting to play Strat a little bit. He's in a couple leagues, so that's kind of a cool thing to build on. But thank you, Ken, for all the work that you do for the league, and thank you to Tim and Anthony and everybody who does the broadcasting. Michael, you guys, that really adds to the league. And thanks to Paul for all the work he puts in. But I'm happy to get this one. This is one of the least stressful second halves of a championship game I can remember. So,
Yeah.
Those feel really nice too when you get to there. You've had a lot of stress during the season. It's really nice if one just happens to fall in your lap. I've had 1 or 2 of those go, and it's like, thank you. I really didn't need the extra stress. My plaque is moving just fine. Thank you.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see if we can get back to the playoffs next year. I hope so. Even though we may have some weak spots, but I've enjoyed this run, and I'm happy to complete the back-to-back. And Ken, you should have gone for it. I was hoping you would break up the shutout. I didn't want to see you kneel down at the end. Just run it. I was gonna go fast the whole time. So, all right, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations
Congrats.
again.
Thanks a bunch.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. Thanks for jumping on, Michael. Enjoyed having you on with the broadcast, and man, another excellent autumn wind season, a lot of fun, and we'll look forward to 2026 here in about 7 or 8 months.
Take a few months off and then draft prep, and away we go again.
Yep. Unfortunately, I think Mark's probably already way ahead of all of us in draft prep, but we'll
Right.
take it as we can do it.
Yeah, so that's good. That's right. Now the next one, let's see. What is it? Usually about like a month or now, but all of a sudden Mark's going to start sprinkling in some, hey, I got some ratings preview for 2026. That's always loads of fun. Hey, we'll always appreciate that. There's a lot of people in this league who just keep it going, for 10, 11 months out of the 12. It's pretty impressive, actually.
Yeah, there's so much coaches' contributions beside all the stuff, the league office and Paul do. There's so many people that contribute to the league that makes it a lot more fun. So
yeah, no question. It's the longest running that we know of Stratomatic Football League in the country. It's had a couple of different incarnations. They played with the old models, and then of course they went electronic here when Strat went electronic. So no, there's a lot of history to this league. It's a little bit more left coast than it is East Coast, but we've had a lot of good additions here these last few years that are going to keep this thing going. And if what Dennis says is true, that his son is starting to play, then maybe we're going to start seeing some younger blood here too. But it was a fun year. We had some crazy stuff with Detroit going undefeated, 16-0. Paul Power, that was a fantastic season. Cleveland, who won it 2 years ago, and then kind of got blitzkrieged last year. Now they came back with a vengeance, and those two teams had monster seasons. And, of course, Houston had double digits. Tampa Bay completely came out of nowhere. Mike Ramos, really a fantastic job with his club. We saw Oklahoma get back into the playoffs this year. We saw St. Louis Rams get into the playoffs, and the Los Angeles Rams also, too, making kind of a run. So that was kind of fun this year. Again, it was a all-around fun league, but there seemed to be an upper echelon of clubs, mainly Houston, coming out of, I don't know which division it was, if it was the AFC or the NFC. We keep flipping every year. But the conference with Seattle and Cleveland and Detroit, that was kind of a powerhouse conference. And what he said was true, to make this run against basically a 16-0 undefeated team, complete juggernaut in Cleveland, who I think at least won 13 this year, and then a Houston club that started out the season strung off like 10, 11 wins, if I remember correctly. So that's probably the three biggest, maybe the biggest giants that, I mean, he'd have to go back and look at his Strat history, but I would imagine this would be a very, very sweet one. Not the fact that he's, back-to-back championships for, twice now, but who he had to beat to get here. There was a lot of talented clubs here. And he had, this is the back-to-back seasons that he had excellent defenses. Of course, last year he just ran roughneck over everybody, roughshod over everybody, last year. This year it wasn't quite an easy go. I mean, he still had double-digit wins, but it wasn't the dominating performance that he had last year. So I think if someone would have thought this is the year that maybe we're going to see some new blood, this could have been the year. Obviously, with Detroit going 16-0, had to be the odds on to get to their first Super Bowl. But so he was right. What he said was absolutely true. For him to get these 3 wins against these 3 opponents, very, very impressive. And we all know how good a coach he is. We all know how many championships he has under his belt. And sometimes there is a little bit of an intimidation factor when you're going up against a coach who has so many medals, so many trophies. But those are 3 very, very solid clubs that he was able to beat. So I think if he looks back at it, probably one of the most impressive runs that he's had in his coaching history.
Totally agree. Yeah, he did a great job with it in a year where, coming off a championship like he had last year, everybody's gunning for you. Everybody's spending a lot of prep time trying to figure out how to beat the Seahawks. So
correct. That's exactly right. And so, and like he said, we even said it, and he commented after the game, it's almost like he was prepared. When you make a move for a player like Ardarius, who, you're only going to have him for a year, right? And it's not like he has a bunch of draft pedigree. So, the idea of him getting a 6 again, coming off of an injury, you only make that move if you're into one thing, and that is repeating as a champion. And Tom Cook told me this again and again, that either you're going for a title or you're rebuilding, one of the two. And Dennis just is one of those guys. He just does not rebuild. And this, like, we're going to see in SSFA, this new league that we're in here in the spring, that he made a move all the way to get to the top to get Derek May. So this probably is going to be one of his first, rebuilding seasons. It's very rare to see him rebuilding. Very, very rare. So we don't know what kind of numbers that Russell Wilson's going to have next year. Probably not great, but I think once you've got a taste of 2 championships in a row, if he thinks there's a chance for a third, he'll trade everything that he's got to go after a third, or he'll blow the whole thing up. It won't be anything in between.
Yeah, and he doesn't have to have the one of the top 3 or 4 teams to win a title. If he can get himself into the playoffs, get to the point where you can just, hope to play well through a 3 or 4 game stretch. That's all it takes. You don't have to be the number 1 seed to win a title. So
Exactly. No, if he feels that there's some players out there that's going to help this club, he'll ditch those draft picks and he'll go after them. If he has any chance to build anything from very good to excellent, as long as there's a pass rush that comes along for the ride, yeah, he'll go for it. He'll go for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's my review and commentary. There you go. But thank you for broadcasting this. I appreciate it. It was quite a year. It was a lot of fun. This league is always a lot of fun. And Mark, we're counting on you, buddy. You do such good work with all your write-ups and everything. But now put that stuff to the side and get us that ratings preview, okay? We're counting on you, buddy.
Go, Mark.
Oh, yeah. And, hey, you know what? Before we go, no hard feelings about the USA taking gold in both men's and women's hockey, okay? No hard feelings, Mark. But we still want those ratings. Tim, thank you for bringing this to us tonight. I appreciate it, buddy.
Well, thanks for hopping on, Michael. And until next year, happy autumn wind. And we'll see you again in probably July when we'll get ratings previews, but we'll get the league kicked off again in July when Strat releases ratings. And until then, take care, guys.
Take care.